Welcome to online BWE course. I am M. Prashant in GRIT from Triple E department. In this video, I will discussing about mesh analysis, super node and super mesh analysis. So, for mesh analysis, for mesh analysis, I consider one circuit. So this is the circuit. In this circuit, voltage source, next R1, R2, R3, R4. Four resistors are connected, series and parallel, both the combinations. So in mesh analysis, we assume the currents. First identify the loops. So here in this circuit, total two loops are there. One is A, B, E, F, A loop. Another one is B, C, D, E, B. So that is the second loop. So in loop 1, current is assumed as I1. So that is taken as anti clockwise direction. So in loop 2, current is taken as I2. That is taken as clockwise direction. So first identify the loops and assume the unknown currents, loop currents I1 and I2. Next, in mesh analysis, we write the KVL equation in each loop. Nodal analysis, first identify the nodes. In that, identify the reference node. Next, remaining unknown nodes, assume the voltages at each node and apply KVL at each node. Write the equations at each node and calculate the equations, and simplifying the equations and calculate the unknown voltages V1, V2, V3 and so on. In mesh analysis, first identify the loops, assume the loop voltage, apply KCL in each loop. Nodal analysis related to KVL, mesh analysis related to KCL, nodal analysis related to KCL, mesh analysis related to KVL. So in mesh analysis, in each loop apply KCL law. As per KCL law, sum of loop voltages is equal to 0. Sum of voltages along closed path is equal to 0. So in loop 1, one voltage source is there. So another two resistors are there. So another definition is sum of source voltages is equal to sum of drop voltages. So here sum of voltage source voltage is Vs. Vs is equal to sum of drop voltage. Drop voltage means voltage across R1 plus voltage across R2. So voltage across R1 is current through R1 into R1 resistance. So current through R1 is I1. So next, current through R2 is, so here total two currents are flowing in R through, upward I1 current, downward I2 current. So net current is equal to I1 minus I2 current, because loop direction and current direction is similar. So current through R2 resistance is I1 minus I2. So voltage drop across R2 is I1 minus I2 into R2. Now first in loop 1, sum of source voltages is equal to sum of drop voltages. So sum of source voltage is equal to Vs. Vs is equal to voltage drop across R1 is I1 into R1 plus voltage drop across R2 is I1 minus I2 into R2. So that is the first equation in loop 1. Next in loop 2, is B, C, D, E, B. So in loop 2, no voltage source is there. So sum of source voltage is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to sum of voltage drops. Sum of voltage drop means total three elements are there, R2, R3, R4. So voltage across R2 is current through R2 into R2 resistance value. So current through R2 is I2 minus I1, because loop direction and net current direction both are similar. So that's the reason. So current through R2 is I2 minus I1. So voltage drop across R2 is I2 minus I1 into R2. Next, current through R3 is I2. So voltage drop across R3 is I2 into R3. Next, voltage drop across R4 is equal to current through R4 into R4 resistance value. So current through R4 is I2. So voltage drop across R4 is equal to I2 into R4. I2 into R4. So in loop 2, 0 is equal to I2 minus I1 into R2 plus I2 into R3 plus I2 into R4. Simplifying these two equations by using any mathematical way, calculate the unknown currents I1 and I2. So this is the mesh equation. Next, supernode analysis. Supernode analysis. Suppose any of the branches in the network has a voltage source, then it is significantly difficult to apply nodal analysis. One way to overcome is to apply supernode technique. In this method, two adjacent nodes that are connected by a voltage source are reduced to a single node, and then the equations are formed by applying Kirchhoff's currents law. So this is in supernode analysis, two adjacent nodes are connected with voltage source. That two nodes are treated as single node. So first consider one circuit. This is the circuit. First identify the nodes. So here current source R1, R2 meet this point. This is the node 1. So next R2, R3, this voltage source meet this point. This is the node 2. Next this voltage source, this R4 and another resistance are can meet this point. This is R5. Assume this R5. This is meet with this point. This is the another node. Next current source negative point R1 negative, R3, and this Vy source next R5. This all the points are connected here. So this point is treated as another node. This is V4. So this fourth node is the reference node, because voltage source negative point and current source negative points both are connected at this point. So this is the taken as reference node, or more number of elements are connected this point. This is also one way to find the reference node. So this is the reference node. Remaining three nodes are unknown nodes. So assume unknown node voltages are V1, V2 and V3. So in nodal analysis, we apply KCL law at each node. So first node apply KCL law. So sum of entering currents is equal to sum of leaving currents. So here sum of entering current is I. Sum of leaving currents are current through R1 and R2. So here I is equal V1 by R1 plus V1 minus current through R1 is V1 by R1 plus current through R2 is equal to V1 minus V2 by R2, because I potential minus low potential by resistance value. This is the equation 1 at node 1. Next, at node 2 and node 3 are connected one voltage source. That means these two nodes are supernodes. These two nodes are treated as single node. That's the reason. So apply KCL at node 2 and node 3 at a time. So here write first node 2 equation. At node 2, current through R2 is leaving. Next current through R3 is leaving. First write the current through R2 and current through R3. So current through R2 is V2 minus V1 by R2 plus next V2 minus V4. V4 means zero potential. V2 minus 0 by R3. At node 3. So at node 2 another branch is also there, that is voltage source branch. So we cannot find current through this voltage source. That's the reason V2 and node 2 and node 3 both are treated as supernode. Current through this voltage source is equal to sum of current through R4 and sum of current through R4 and current through R5 resistance. So next current through R4 is V3 minus Vy by R4 plus current through R5 is V3 minus V0 by R5. So V2 minus V1 by R2, this is the current through R2 plus next V2 minus 0 by R3, V2 by R3, this is the current through R3. These two currents are leaving currents at node 2. Next plus V3 minus Vy by R4, this is the current through R4, plus next V3 minus 0 by R5, this is the current through R5. These two currents are leaving currents at node 3. So in this equation total 4 currents are there. So at a time we wrote current through current leaving currents at node 2 and node 3, because that two nodes are treated as super nodes. So total three unknowns are there, but we wrote only two equations. We can't find the unknown values, so we can write another equation. So that equation is taken as Vx value. So this V2 is the high potential, V3 is the low potential. That is the reason V2 minus V3 is equal to Vx. At super nodes we write another equation. That equation is V2 minus V3 is equal to Vx, because V2 is the high potential, because Vx positive terminal is connected to node 2, so that's the reason V2 minus V3 is equal to Vx. So total 3 equations are there, 3 unknowns. So easily calculate the unknown values by using any mathematical approach. So this is the super nodal analysis. Next, last one is the super mesh. Super mesh means analysis. Suppose any of the branches in the network as a current source, then it is slightly difficult to apply mesh analysis. So we go for super mesh analysis. A super mesh is constituted by two adjacent loops that have a common current source. Two adjacent loops are connected a common current source. So I is the common boundary for the two meshes, mesh 1 and mesh 2. So this current source treated as super mesh creates super mesh, which is nothing but a combination of loop 1 and loop 2. So here one consider one circuit, here one voltage source is there, some resistance are there, R1, R2, R3, R4, 4 resistance are there. So in R2 branch, R2 resistance are connected in series with the current source. R2 resistance is connected in series with the current source. In loop 1 and loop 2 is connected with one current source. So that loop 1 and loop 2 is treated as super mesh. So first identify the loops. So total here 3 loops are there. So assume currents I1, I2. So total 3 currents are there, 3 loops are there. So each loop current is I1, I2 and I3. So directions are taken as clockwise direction. So loop 1 current is I1, clockwise direction. Loop 2 current is I2, that is taken as clockwise direction. Next loop 3 current is taken as I3, that is the clockwise direction. Next apply in mesh analysis, apply KVL. So apply in loop 1, but loop 1, loop 2 are connected to common current source. At current source we can't write voltage source value. So that's the reason mesh 1 and mesh 2 treated as super mesh. So we write the mesh equation at same time, mesh same KVL equation at a time. So sum of source voltages is equal to sum of drop voltages. So here in mesh 1 and mesh 2 one voltage source is there, so that is V is equal to sum of voltage drops. Sum of voltage drop means voltage drop across R1, next voltage drop across R3. So voltage drop across R1 is current through R1 and resistance into resistance R1. So current through R1 is I1 into R1, plus current through R3 is I2 minus I3, because upward direction I2, downward direction I3, net direction is I2 direction. That's the reason net current is equal to I2 minus I3, I2 minus I3. So voltage drop across R3 is equal to R3 into I2 minus I3. So that is equal to V.